Hey there, how are you doing today on this Friday? I'm Bernie Miklasz. This is the Bernie Show on STL Sports Central, presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Before I get started, let me just say I appreciate everything you do for me as far as your support of my work. Even if you get mad at me from time to time, that's all right too. I've been providing sports commentary in St. Louis continually since 1989. I do columns and videos here. I join the Randy Carricker Show every Friday morning. I'm also with KMOX quite a bit and the Cardinal Territory podcast video with Katie Wu, and also Seeing Red podcast with Will Leach. Okay, enough with the self-promotion. Today's topic, welcome back to St. Louis, Mr. Paul Goldschmidt. I'll also review Goldy's season with the Yankees, his time with the Cardinals, and where he fits in Cardinals history. And I will express some sadness over the Redbirds' failure to capitalize on having Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado in the same lineup from 2021 through 2024. I'll take these subjects one by one. I'll hit you with some numbers. I'll try to move quick, and let's go. As far as Goldy with the Yankees, first of all, he suffered a low-grade knee sprain earlier this week, but he is with the Yankees on the trip to St. Louis for the three-game series this weekend. I'm recording this video on Friday morning as of right now. I don't know how much it's expected Goldy will play this weekend. He does his best hitting by far against left-handed pitchers. He struggled really terribly against right-handers, and the Cardinals will be starting three righties this weekend, Palante, Gray, and Michaelis. So I don't know what Aaron Boone's going to decide. We'll find out together. After 6 seasons in St. Louis, the Cardinals declined to offer Goldy a new contract, and he signed a one-year deal worth $12.5 million to go play for the Yankees this season. Well, how's he doing? Listen, if you put everything together, he's having an above-average season offensively. His OPS plus is 9% above the league average, and that's better than what he did for the Cardinals in 2024 when he was about 10% below average offensively. So he is better for the Yankees this year than he was for the Cardinals last year. As usual, Goldschmidt is hammering left-handed pitching. In fact, he's the best hitter in the majors this season against left-handed pitching. Among hitters that have at least 120 plate appearances against lefties this year, Goldy ranks first with a 404 batting average, first with a 476 on base percentage, first with a 716 slugging percentage, and he's number one in OPS. How great is that? I mean, seriously, those are just great numbers. He's still killing lefties at age 37. Now, he may be old for a ball player, but this is nothing new. Since arriving in the majors for Arizona back in 2011, among major league hitters that have had 1,500 plate appearances against left-handed pitching since 2011, Goldy's got the best batting average, on base percentage, slugging percentage, and OPS. I tell you what, man, he may be 43, 44 years old and still crushing lefties. Who knows? The problem for Goldy in his season with the Yankees, he's hitting 228. He's got a 311 slug, and he's got an OPS of 584 against right-handers. There's no way to finesse that. The numbers are bad. Goldy had started to decline against righties, particularly in his final Cardinal season, and that trend has not only continued but gotten worse, much worse in 2025. Goldy had a tremendous start for the Yankees. He put up huge numbers in the first 2 months. Unfortunately for him, since the start of June, he's hitting 207 and his OPS is under 600. Right-handed pitchers have handled Goldy pretty easily since the start of June because he's hitting only 164 and slugging only 242 against him. And it's always funny when the Cardinals are in a slump or they're not hitting home runs, you say, well, they shouldn't let Goldy go. I hear that a little bit. And of course, it's nonsense. He's got 10 home runs this year, okay? So yeah, in his 15th major league season, Goldy is a straight up platoon bat. The Yankees manager, Aaron Boone, continues to put him in the lineup against right-handers. Only 3 Yankees have taken more at-bats against righties than Goldy has this season. That surprises me. But then again, maybe that's why Aaron Boone gets ripped a lot. I don't know. The other thing that surprises me about Goldy's season are his poor numbers when he's hitting at home. I know Yankee Stadium is always viewed and it's considered a haven for left-handed hitters, but that doesn't I'm still surprised to see Goldy hitting this year at home only 208 and slugging 323. He's only got 6 home runs in Yankee Stadium all year, and he hasn't hit one there since June the 16th. For the season, including road games, Goldy's overall slugging percentage is a solid 422, but as I mentioned, he's only got 10 home runs in his 400 at-bats. The age-related decline continues, but this is still a very dangerous hitter when a lefty is on the mound. I don't think any rational observer would actually try to make the case that the Cardinals screwed up by not bringing him back for a year. Wilson Contreras is having a better overall season than Goldy. When they play first base, I don't count the DH bat because they're primary first baseman. When they both play first base this year, it's interesting because they exactly have 413 plate appearances, both of them, when in the lineup at first. And comparatively, Contreras has a slugging percentage 71 points higher than Goldy and an OPS that's 96 points higher than Goldy. And again, that's based on their numbers at first base where they've played the most. The first base defense advantage goes to Contreras, especially an outs above average. This season, Contreras ranks 5th among Major League first basemen with +6 above average, outs above average. Goldy's down on that list at -2 below average. There's a big gap between them in fielding run value at first base. Contreras ranks in the 80th percentile defensively, and Goldy's way down from that. He is in the 35th percentile. So I'm just going by the facts here. There's a lot to criticize the Cardinals for, but making the decision to part company with Goldy, that would be really kind of silly. So I'm not going to do that. Some of you can, whatever, man. It's your opinion. Hey, when I return, I want to visit memory lane and talk about the Paul Goldschmidt years in St. Louis. Mostly good. It's some of it, a lot of it great. But before that, it's DraftKings time. And if you hadn't played DraftKings Pick 6 Fantasy, the daily fantasy game before, there's time to jump in for the final few weeks of the baseball season. And then you got college football and NFL football and hockey soon to come. It's a great time to be a sports fan, and it is a fantastic time to play DraftKings Pick 6. DraftKings Pick 6 makes it simple to get started, and just put your baseball IQ to good use, and you win some cash. Download the Pick 6 app from DraftKings, and it's easy to get started, just making your selections. Because each day, listen, it's real simple. Each day, DraftKings sets a stat line for dozens of major league hitters and pitchers for their next game. So you study it, and you can click on the profile of all these players if you see something that interests you, and they'll give you the recent trends for that player or pitcher. And then you pick more or less on the stat line, higher or lower, more or less, over or under the stat line for 2 or more of your favorite players, and you're in the game, and you got a chance for success. And the best of luck to you. Pick 6 is available here in Missouri, so there's nothing to hold you back. I have really enjoyed playing DraftKings Pick 6 Daily Fantasy, and I think you'll like it too. So give it a shot. Don't settle for smaller payouts at other places. No way. You deserve better. So switch to DraftKings Pick 6, and you're going to be at the right place, at the right time, with the right people for winning cash. Right now, new customers will receive $25 in bonus picks with their first deposit of $5. Just use that code STL Sports to make it happen. That's code STL Sports for new customers to get $25 in bonus picks with their first deposit of $5. Better payouts, bigger wins, only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
All right. Thanks for sticking with me here. Welcome back to the second segment of the Bernie Show on STL Sports Central. It was exciting when the Cardinals acquired Goldy from Arizona before the 2019 season. Certainly one of John Mosaic's best trades during his time as a head of baseball department here in St. Louis. Listen, catcher Carson Kelly and pitcher Luke Weaver went on to have some, do some good things for other teams, but they weren't important to the Cardinals at the time of the trade. And anybody's trying to insist they were. Can I just use the word dishonest? I don't think anyone's saying that, but you never know. Bill DeWitt also stepped up to sign Goldy to a 5-year contract extension worth $130 million. In his 6-season body of work in St. Louis, Goldy was not only the Cardinals' best hitter from 2019 through 24, but he ranked in the top 25 of all major league hitters in OPS. And sure, his numbers began to tail off after he won the MVP in the National League in 2022, but the overall body of work was very good. From 2019 through 2022, those were his peak 4 seasons in St. Louis. Goldy really stood out among National League position players. Check out these rankings in each category, 2019 through 2022. 5th in homers, 5th in RBIs, 5th in WRC+, 5th in doubles, 6th in OPS, 7th in on-base percentage, 7th in walks, 8th in batting average, and 9th in slugging. That's a pretty brilliant resume right there. Goldy was the 2022 National League MVP, but he also received MVP votes in 2019. He won a Gold Glove here. He won a Silver Slugger here. He went to an All-Star game here. He led the league in slugging and OPS in winning the MVP that year, also hitting .317 and putting up a .404 on base percentage. In that MVP season, Goldy was 77% above the league average offensively. Now, I bring that up for a reason. During the expansion era, which began in 1961, the only primary St. Louis first baseman to do better than Goldy in a season, like I said, he was 77% above league average in 2022. The only primary first baseman since in the expansion era to do better than that were Mark McGwire in 1998, Albert Pujols in 2003, 2008, 2009, and Jack Clark in 1987. The Cardinals have had a long line of exceptional first basemen. During the expansion era, Albert Pujols, Keith Hernandez, Mark McGwire, Jack Clark, Joe Torre, Bill White, Orlando Cepeda, Matt Carpenter. Heck, even Greg Jeffries was great for like 2 seasons. Pedro Guerrero wasn't too bad either. But anyway, before the expansion era, there were needless to say, other distinguished Cardinals first basemen, including Stan Musial, Johnny Mize, Sonny Jim Bottomley, and Ripper Collins. Stan the man moved around during his 22 seasons with the Cardinals, playing in left field, right field, and center field, but the man started more games at first base than any other position as a Cardinal. Listen, that's an illustrious set of names that I've clicked off here, but Paul Goldschmidt's name belongs there with them as one of the best first basemen to excel for the Cardinals. Only 3 Cardinals won the National League MVP while serving as the team's primary first baseman: Stan the Man, Albert Pujols, and Paul Goldschmidt. In his St. Louis years, I don't think there's any doubt that Goldy added to his Hall of Fame case, and I think his career resume will put him in Cooperstown one day. And don't forget that Goldschmidt was a huge presence in the only postseason series won by the Cardinals over the previous 10 seasons. In 2019, the Cardinals outlasted the Braves to win their NL Division Series 3-2. In that series, Goldy hit .429. He rocked 4 doubles and 2 homers, put up an OPS over 1,300. And with the Cardinals down 2-1 and facing elimination, Goldy helped them win the final 2 games by going 5 for 9 with 2 doubles and a homer. He wasn't very good in the NLCS when the Cardinals got swept by the Nationals, and that was unfortunately a preview of things to come. Goldy was part of 4 postseason teams in St. Louis, 2019 through 2022. And over those 4 seasons, just the Dodgers and the Braves won more wins in the regular season than the Cardinals among National League teams. But that division round triumph over Atlanta, that was the high point. When I return for my third and final segment of today's Bernie Show, I'm going to discuss the one true disappointment of the Goldy years in St. Louis. But first, some words about Blue Chew, because I like to help my fellow men out there, because Blue Chew's helped me. I know it can help you. Gentlemen, Blue Chew is a big blue dose of power that can help you raise your game for those intimate and exciting times with your partner. You can add even more excitement with a nice assist from Blue Chew. No need to be, feel awkward about this. No need to be bashful. No reason to hesitate. Get to work here. Chew it and do it. That's what I like to say. If your game is lame, then Blue Chew's there to help. Instead of a dud, why not set off some fireworks with your significant other? Fellas, if you need a more powerful bat, Blue Chew's in the equipment room. So go get it, and you can hit home runs in the bedroom, or you can hit them in any other room or any place else where it's appropriate. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for enhanced performance. Blue Chew can absolutely help men of all ages, including dudes like me in their 60s. And because Blue Chew has helped me, as I mentioned, I want you to try it so Blue Chew can help you. You will get your first month of Blue Chew free. You're just a few easy clicks away. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers. And once you are approved, you'll receive your prescription at your doorstep in a few days. It's all done online, simple and private. Try your first month of Blue Chew free when you use the promo code Bernie. You just pay $5 shipping. That's promo code Bernie to get your first month free, and the only cost to you is that $5 shipping fee. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring The Bernie Show here at STL Sports Central. All right, let me wipe my face down here a little bit. I'm talking fast, baby. Anyway, the stuff's flying, not to gross you out. Anyway, we're back, and thank you for hanging with me. I truly appreciate your support. All right, the only true disappointment of the Goldy years was more about Goldy and Nolan Arenado playing together as Cardinals from 2021 through 2024. Man, Goldy at first, Arenado at third. That is quite the keystone combination, right? I should say the corner infield combination. And we're talking about two likely Cooperstown Hall of Famers here. And I'd imagine that both guys, but especially Goldy, will be inducted into the Cardinals Hall of Fame. The Cardinals made the playoffs in 2021 and 2022, the first two seasons of the Goldie-Arenado tag team in St. Louis. When Goldy won the NL MVP award in 2022, Arenado finished third in the voting, and Nato actually had a case to win the award because he led all National League players in wins above replacement that season, and his numbers were fantastic. Might have been when you neutralize the stats. In other words, you got to neutralize what he did at Coors Field because that's a ridiculous hitter-friendly park. It might have been Arenado's best major league season when you use the neutralized numbers. But the Cardinals went 71-91 with Goldy and Arenado in 2023. Not that it was their fault, even though their production was down. But that team had no pitching and basically was a big hot mess just about everywhere. And the following year, the Cardinals were better, but they won 83 games and they missed the playoffs in 2024. So, yeah, the bottom line is this. The Cardinals failed to maximize the Goldy Arenado years. There's no question about that. I don't know how anybody could push back on that because I don't think anybody does. And to be candid about this, Goldschmidt and Arenado did have a lot to do with that postseason failure, the performances that they turned in that came up painfully short. In 21 and 22, the Cardinals played 3 postseason games. They lost all 3. The 2021 wild card game to the Dodgers, where they went 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. And I think Arenado was 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position in that game. And they lost to the Phillies in a 2-game sweep of the 2022 wild card playoff round, which was a best of 3. In the 3 losses, Goldy and Arenado combined for, I think that was a best of 3. Am I getting confused? Yeah, it was a best of 3. Pardon me. I haven't had enough coffee yet. In the 3 losses, Goldy and Arenado combined for 2 hits in 22 at-bats. They struck out 7 times. They got nothing done with runners in scoring position. The Cardinals were just absolutely awful offensively in those 3 playoff losses. Only 2 players in those 3 games, and this happened in 2022, but in the 3 playoff losses, only 2 players drove in runs. Rookies Juan Yepez and Nolan Gorman, who combined for 3 in that Philadelphia series. Listen, you're not going to go very far in the postseason when your two MVP guys get nothing done and you got to rely on 2 rookies to drive in runs. Now, it wasn't all on Goldy and Arenado, but when you have the MVP and the 3rd place MVP finisher in 2022 and you go belly up at home in 2 bad losses to the Phillies, hey, at least Albert Pujols went 2 for 8. Anyway, I think it's safe to say the Cardinals needed a hell of a lot more from Goldy and Arenado. I'm not trying to pile on because I truly appreciated just having them together, seeing them together for those 4 seasons. Even with the postseason failure, it was really a pleasure to have them as Cardinals. You look at Goldy at first, you see Arenado at third, and you're thinking, how cool is this? Because two of these guys are preeminent at those positions and are really two of the very best players of their time in Major League Baseball. And they were there wearing the birds and the bat for 4 seasons. I loved it. So I didn't want to gloss over the fact they came up short in the postseason, but I'm not going to bury them for it because the overall experience, for me anyway, was delightful. Thank you for watching The Bernie Show. That'll do it for today. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I'll be back for more on Monday here on STL Sports Central. Once again, thank you very much.